Hello everyone, I Pokemon Brawler here, bringing you guys some new I'm confused. Bringing you guys some Pokemon matches here. First one is against, I forget his YouTube name, but he has two channels, and I know one is Mr. Retro Gamer Guy. The other one, I forget what it is called, but it will be linked in the description. He goes for an Overheat first turn, and that is going to bring me down to my Sash, and I get a speed boost, and I'm going to go for the Protect and get more speed boosts, and that's because speed boosts are awesome. So I don't have anything that can resist, or not resist, but I don't have anything that can, like Ghost, that can take fighting moves that I can Baton Pass to, but I will Baton Pass to Nightmare, who can take a close combat from a Life Orb, because just, I guess, experience, I suppose, but I know for a fact he can take it, and I know for a fact that I will be faster because of all those speed boosts. I can hit him with a Spore. So I'm going to go for the Focus Punch predicting the switch, but unfortunately he does go to King Boo, and this is where I was thinking I could, before he switched to before he switched to Gengar, I was thinking I might be able to sweep this guy after pulling this off, because speed boosts and attack boosts with Breloom is crazy. He is probably the best person to Ninjask Baton Pass out to, because when he's fast and when he's stronger, he's crazy. So yeah, I was thinking I could sweep him until I saw that Gengar, and I was like, I didn't know if a hit from my guy would kill him, a Seed Bomb, but it did kill him, and he goes out to Donphan, and I know I can't take a Donphan's Ice Shard at that low HP, so I am going to switch out. And I do go out as Death Fodder to my Ninjask, so I can get a free switch out into Kiss Me. I know an Ice Shard from no attack EV Donphan, even if it did have full attack EVs, 252, I was pretty determined that it wouldn't do that much damage. So, because I do have a good base defense, a decent base defense at least, and I'm able to take that Donphan out with one Air Slash after a Nasty Plot. So he brings out his Togekiss and is going to go for the T-Wave, and that is unfortunate, because I was hoping I could get a flinch, but I do not get a flinch, and he is going to Parahax me. And he's going to go for the Roost here and gain back a bunch of HP as I go for the Air Slash. And here it is going to do some good damage, but he is faster than me, so I can't get any more flinches on him, which is unfortunate. So there's really no point in going for Air Slash anymore except for the stab bonus, and I predict him to go for a Roost here, and as we all know, Roost would negate his Flying type for a turn, so I went for the Aura Sphere, predicting that, he would Roost and that he would lose his Flying type and it'd be super effective. But he doesn't Roost and he goes for the Air Slash. He doesn't get the flinch. I do finish him off with an Aura Sphere. Crit didn't really matter. He brings out a Flygon, and I'm afraid of the Stone Edge, so I'm going to switch out to Jirachi. Ribbons, of course. But he goes for the Outrage. I don't take that as well as I would have hoped I could. And I'm predicting he's Scarfed, because 99.9% of all Flygons are Scarfed. I'm going to go for the Reflect so I can take another Outrage if he does get the 3-turn. And he does get the 3-turn, and I can take that Outrage fairly nice, as I can go for the Wish now and recollect some HP, hoping that he confusing and hits himself. But he does switch out anyways, and he goes out to Falcon, which I really like that name, because, Falcon Punch. It's a funny name. So he goes out to his Breloom, and pretty certain he's going to go for the Substitute predicting the switch and not the Spore. So I'm going to go for the U-turn and switch into Fists of Fury, but he does go for the Spore, and I should have switched to Togekiss, thinking about it now, because I did have the Parahex and he wouldn't be able to Spore me. So I should have switched out to Togekiss, but I wasn't really paying attention, I suppose, and I go out to Fists of Fury, who is my revenge killer, and he does get slept. I know I can take a Focus Punch with him because it is neutral damage, and it's not super effective, and I know I can take one. And especially, well, yeah, with the Reflect up, I know I can take one. I kind of forgot about that Reflect. But I do get the extra long sleep, and that's not good, because I wanted to take out his substitute, and I can't, because I did get the extra, like, 1 turn of sleep. So I'm unable to take out that sub, but I do have a check to Breloom's, because Breloom's are everywhere in OU, so I do have a check for that, and I do go out to Mrs. Bates, who is my psycho-shifting Cresselia, who can handle Breloom's all day long, as I am max defense. I do get the early wake, and that's good. I can go for the Psychic and take him out. Now, my Flame Orb is going to activate, and Flame Orb at this point isn't going to help at this point, but it will negate him from sporing me. I guess he predicted a switching went for the spore, but with the Flame Orb I won't be able to be spored. So that is like a really good way to kill Breloom's with a Psycho Shifting Cresselia, because you can, you know, get the Burn Orb. I go for Rest here as he goes for, I believe it was Earthquake. Believe it or not, a lot of people forget that Cresselia does have that Levitate ability, which negates all ground type attacks. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of people forget that. I've been hit with, I mean, a lot of people have tried to hit me with ground moves, so that's really surprising. I go for the Sleep Talk. I think I got the Rest in Sleep Talk, so that's not fun. But this time I do get the Psychic. I would have liked to get the Rest, I mean the Psycho Shift, because, you know, that's good. I get a crit. Doesn't really matter, I want to say, but, I mean, it is a crit, and it is influential, because every bit of damage does make a difference. So, I mean, but it is part of the game, so gotta live with it, you know. He goes out to Pooh Flinger as I go into Nightmare, and he's going to go for that Overheat, which will obviously take me out. But he does miss, so he's going to have to go for that Overheat again. Doesn't really matter the miss, because, you know, he's faster than me. He can just go for another one and take me out. You know, Life Orb is starting to stack up. I go out to Kiss Me here. He goes for the Close Combat. I believe that is going to take me out, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. And he's just racking up Life Orb damage at this point, which is good for me. I go out to Mrs. Bates, who is like my last hoorah at this point. He goes for the Stone Edge, and that's not going to do too much damage. I do wake up. I go for the Psychic. I should have gone for the Rest, because he can't do too much to me. Even if he carried the U-turn, which I think he did, even if he carried the U-turn, it wouldn't have done too much damage to me. So I should have just gone for the Rest. He goes out to Flygon, goes for the Fire Punch, because my last guy is Jirachi, and he goes for that Fire Punch to ensure that he gets the KO on Jirachi. But unfortunately for him, the Fire Punch can't take me out, and I am able to get that all that health recovery, which will ensure my victory, because his last guy is this Flygon, and he can't take me out because he is locked into Fire Punch. So basically just waiting for me to get an attacking move. Or him to get a crit, I suppose. So I get Rest with both of my Sleep Talks, and I'm going to wake up and go for the Psychic. And that's going to be the end of game number 1. Really great game. Make sure you go subscribe to my opponent. His description, his channel link will be in the description. And stay tuned for game number 2.